Hi, and welcome to the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. Come on in.
Scissors and string. Soon it will be spring.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. This is episode 101, and today I'm recording from my home studio. Instead of going up to the guild with the boys, I decided to stay home. This is the second attempt at recording this episode. I tried to do this last week and it was a disaster. The puppies were very much wanting mom's attention. So today, to keep them occupied, I have provided them with very long carrots and sent them to play in the backyard. So if you hear some barking and yipping and such, those are the girls. So it's our two treeing walker coonhounds, Pearl and Tuesday, and then my mother-in-law's Rottweiler, and she's Josie. So all the girls are outside having a good time right now with their carrots. Like I said, I'm coming to you from my home studio, and behind me you can see I have my loom. I am working on a blanket project. My husband bought me a kit from the Yarn Barn in Kansas for Christmas, and it is the Pearl Cotton Color Study Blanket, and that's what it looks like when it's done. So what the kit provides are a pre-measured amount of pearl cotton in the 18 colors, and you wind it onto your warping board and in the order that you're supposed to, 1 through 18, and then you weave with the same colors in the same order so you get an understanding of how the different colors play together. So every color will cross every other color and itself at least twice, because you do 2 sets of picks for each color throughout the blanket. And it looks really awesome. So I didn't get to it during the winter, which I wanted to because of the weather and it being cold. It's a little warm today, I think, here in Fredericksburg. I'm coming to you from Fredericksburg, Virginia. And here today, I think it's probably in the high 60s, maybe 68, 69, possibly 70, 71. This is probably as warm as I'd ever like it to be and have like the windows open and not have air conditioning, which right now I don't have air conditioning. So we're in the process of getting quotes and bids to redo our air conditioning system. So that's been really a lot of fun. So that's a little bit about what I've been going through and, you know, some of the interesting things this week. So the boys are at their lessons tonight. So my husband does banjo. My son takes keyboarding. So he's learning to do the piano. At 16 and a half, my son decided video games are no longer challenging. They are boring. And he wanted to take music lessons so he could be challenged. So I said yes, right off the bat. Not a problem. So tomorrow night is my fiddle lessons. So I'm going to practice a little bit here tonight after I get done recording. So far, so good, right? 3 minutes in. So I would like to say hi to everybody that has decided to stop by and say hello. And some news about the AF3 Club. The signups were over. Everybody should have gotten an email. If you signed up for the club and you didn't get a welcome email from me, please let me know. Because I sent out the email. So if you're not on the list, please let me know so I can get you your yarn. That's basically what it comes down to, right? Your yarn. All right, so let's talk about some knitting, shall we? So I'm kind of convoluted because I did this already and now I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing because I can't remember. And I see one of my pieces out here, so I guess I'll start talking about this. It's kind of a finished object. I've talked about it before, but I never showed the finished object on air, on camera, and it's not washed or blocked. That's the other thing that I'm doing. everybody's got special drawers for their socks and cabinets for their sweaters and things like that. And I didn't have any of that. So I'm in the process of putting together some drawers and some 2-drawer, 2-shelf cabinets. So I'm going to have the doors with the cabinets on the bottom, and then these 2-drawer chests. They're stackable. It's that closet stuff that you can get in Target. It's not the Closet Made stuff. It's the Target brand stuff. Which, let me say, the instructions were very helpful, very clearly written, and the pieces were very clearly marked where you should do what and when. So it really did not take very long at all for me to put them together. The only problem I had was operator error on my part. I don't have a hammer. My son broke the hammer over, he was trying to break up some ice, broke the hammer, and didn't tell anybody. Didn't tell me. My husband knew. I didn't. So I have no hammer right now, and to finish this project, I need a new hammer. So once I get a new hammer, that would make a great drinking game, right? I can't talk. It would make a great drinking game every time I say hammer. Hammer. I need to get a new hammer to finish the project. So, the first thing I want to show you is the cowl that I knit with my hand spun. And it's the beaded hand spun double rainbow by Into the World. I'll get it real close. Hopefully it doesn't shake the camera really badly. As you can see, the beads are actually spun into the plies of yarn. And if you hear a puppy barking, that is my mother-in-law's Rottweiler. So you can see it progresses. There's some blue down here, and then the red, and then the beads. You can see the beads throughout. I can pop the beads through if they're not in. Yeah, see? Beads all over the place. So, as you can see, I just kind of wanted a quick and dirty cowl. So I cast on, I cast on this edge, and I worked in garter stitch for 6 rows, then stockinette. Then I did another 2 or 4 rows of garter stitch here, 10 rows, garter stitch, 10 rows. Then I did garter stitch again, and then I got another 2 rows, and then it was time to bind off because I was playing yarn chicken and I didn't want to lose. So how this works is I had my hand spun and I held it double with some knit picks. Some of their, it's like a bulkier, chunky, in the Bear. So the color of the double rainbow was too much by itself. It was just really too saturated. I didn't like it. So just all by itself, because no matter what I did, it was too rich. You wouldn't get any, like, I don't know, texture or anything like that out of it. It would have just been flat. And while it was really colorful and great with the beads and everything, I just thought it was just too much. So I figured I would do color work or do something to try to tone it down and break it up a little bit so that the colors, when they do pop, they pop, right? So you see the blue. And this really isn't doing justice. I see more color than it's picking up on the camera. So, and I have the baubles, which are really kind of cute all throughout. So I'm hoping to get to wash and block this out. And because winter's over, I am just going to set it aside, put it in a drawer, and call it a day. See, I still have the ends here that I have to weave in. So I was hoping to have it one of like the really long ones. So if it stretches out enough, and I think it will, I mean, it'll stretch quite a bit, I can double it over. Yeah, see, this would be great for the winter, just all over, you know, right in the face and everything. So, let's see. I want to show you. This is all I had left. So you can see how it turned out just on its own. Let's see if I disappear, if it'll focus. Focus, come You focus on my pinky? No? So anyway, you see that there's the pinks, the reds. I think oh, that's better with the light. There you go. So you get an idea of how the yarn goes. I just got a notification that I should be cautious when I'm taking video while charging or something. I guess they're worried that somebody will hack. I don't know. Okay, so let's go on to some other things. I'm in the process of working on a pair of socks. It's my Cyborg Craft Room socks, the ones that I'm using to fulfill one of my requirements for the knit along for the Zombie Knit Apocalypse. This is sock number 1. It is done. I just have to bind it off, and I've been lazy and not wanting to. So you can see it's quite long. There's the heel right in the middle. I use the Fish Lips Kiss heel, like always. And this is probably, it comes off very pink. When you're seeing it in person, the color, the light in here is horrible. I need to redo my light setup if I'm going to record in here. So as you can see here, there's like these subtle little stripes that you really can't tell when you're looking at it up close. You can't really see it. They get like a little muddled, but when you hold it back, you can see that subtle little striping effect, which is pretty cool. So here's the rest of the hank in a ball. It's in my ball. So it's just a little darker than that, just a little bit more saturated. So, and I won this last year. It was one of my door prizes for the Zombie Knit Apocalypse, and it's the Cyborg's Craft Room. And this is Unicorn Rainbow Fight. So, that's good. So, the reason why I haven't really been working on this a ton is because I've been working on another project. Because for some reason, I just found the mojo with that. So, the one I've been working on a ton is my derecho. Now, this is done, it's a 3-color shawl, and it's done, it's different than most. I really enjoy working on it. And I had kind of just carried it around with me and hadn't been working on it much. But here we go. So this is the derecho. It is a 3-color shawl. I'm using cream, charcoal, and red. And the yarn is the Neighborhood Fiber Company in her rustic fingering base. And I'm currently on this set of stripes here. I'm working on this needle. Let's see, use caution, taking videos may increase something. I don't know. But I'm on this set of stripes, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm working on my 5th set of cream stripes, which is good. So I finished this section here that I'm doing, and then I come back and I knit one more section on this side, and then I do a border around the whole thing, and then it's done. It's done in garter stitch, which is awesome. So it's super squishy, super soft. The rustic fingering, I mean, it's rustic too. If you didn't notice, I know I'm fiddling a lot. So there's like some slubby areas. It's almost like hand spun. It's really neat because there are some slubby areas. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. Don't you love me looking at my stuff? Well, where is it? There. All right, so there's a slubby part. And it's kind of pooky. It's going to get caught on something, so I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that. I should have taken it out and just magic knotted it while I was working on it. I know there's like some red parts that are thicker. There was... oh well. But yeah, that's it. So I can't wait to get this done because I wear a lot of black and white and black and cream, and I think this would look really good with the black and cream. And if I can get it blocked out really, really stretchy, then I think it'll be kind of on the lighter side. Otherwise, I'll just block it and roll it up, because that's how I carry it around. I roll it up instead of folding it. Roll it up and put it away. Because I love shawls and I love scarves, and that's what I mainly like to knit on, is shawls and scarves. But I've got like over the door hangers that you would hang a coat on or a hat, and I've got 2 of those, and they're completely full of stuff, and they're like, I worry about the cats and dogs getting a hold of them and chewing my yarn, which I don't want them to do. All right, so the other project that I've really been working on is my Undamped Sweater. It is a paid-for pattern from Knit Picks. And the last time you guys saw this, I hadn't separated out the sleeves yet. I was still working on doing the sleeves, or the increases on the shoulders. So since then, you can see I've made quite a bit of progress. I've separated for the sleeves. I've knit the back. I've gotten to the waist shaping, which is this part right here, like this ribbing area. And then I've gotten about another inch or so down the back. So I've got quite a ways to go until I get down the back to do the next set of ribbing. Then, of course, I've got to go around and do the button bands. It's an open face cardie, so I'll do ribbing up the pickup stitches along the side and the collar and down the front. And then I have to knit sleeves. The way the pattern is written, it has long sleeves. I'm not necessarily sure that I want long sleeves. If I go longer than, bicep length, so if I go quarter, this would be a quarter, this would be a half, 3/4 full. I might do a half and do an extra long from a quarter to half and do an extra long part of ribbing, which would be a modification. So the yarn I'm using for that is Cascade 220 Superwash. So that's another thing I didn't know. So I've been watching a lot of folks lately, podcasts. I've gotten back into that, and even though I've been knitting, I'm not going to say for a long time now, because I only started knitting in 2010, but I learned recently, apparently, I didn't know this, that superwash tends to really grow when you wash and block it. So, I was a little worried. I wanted to go down a few sizes because the last thing I knit sweater-wise was my Rocky Coast, and I knit it too large. I did the biggest size. I thought that's what I needed. Apparently not the case, and it doesn't fit me well at all. Now this fits me great through the chest and under the arms, and it feels like the shoulders and everything fit really where it should. So I'm glad that I went down the size I did, because I was a little worried that in the front it wouldn't quite come together like I'd hoped. And now that I know it kind of stretches a little bit more than a regular, wool would, I think that that's going to work out really well, and I'm glad I made the choice that I did. So that's going to come together, I think, pretty well. Now, I had the 2 other curls, the shawls that I was working on, and I didn't go up and grab it because there's really nothing there because I ripped it out yet again. So I must have had like 5 or 6 false starts on this one shawl. The Philmont, I think, is the one. No, the Philmont's the other one. I can't remember. The one that I was using, the Color Me Happy yarn, and it's in jade, not turquoise. If I said turquoise the other day, I meant jade. It's the colorway. It's like this beautiful green, sea green, almost like sea glass green. It's beautiful. So I had 2 skeins of that, so I wanted to make this one like really like big. So I mean grand. I had almost 900 yards of yarn, so I can make this thing huge, and that's what I wanted. It's like a statement piece, because nothing else looks like this, and I loved it. So I ripped it out again. So this is like my 6th time giving it a shot, right? I have decided that I will work on it at night before bed when everything is turned off. The husband is asleep because he like falls asleep as soon as his head hits the pillow. I don't know how he does it. He's like, good night. I'm like, okay. So the husband is asleep. The TV is off. There's no other distractions. And I've started using the highlighter tape because I have got to keep track of the row I'm on. So I use the highlighter tape even on the written instructions just so I don't lose my place, because apparently that's really easy to do, at least for me. I would come back going, I don't know what row I stopped on. Kind of like the V8 commercial. Duh, keep better track of what you're doing. So I'm using the highlighter tape to do that. So I didn't want to bother showing it. And then I haven't worked on the other one, the Filmont. That one was out of 716 Knits in the Making Friends Through Telepathy colorway. I love it. It is so garden and spring-like. I really love using the yarn. So I need to get back to that. And the other project that I haven't worked on in a while, and as soon as the derecho's done, I'm going to pick that one back up and catch up, is my Year in Color scarf. January's done, but I haven't done February, and now we're halfway through March. So I'm going to have to work on catching up on that. But it's really easy to go back and get the highs for the day. I just go and do it online, so it's not a big deal. I think I have a cat in here in the corner. My craft room is an absolute horrible, it is in a state of horrid confusion and mess right now. I'll pan around here at the end so you guys can see. But I did get some yarn. I've been trying not to buy so much yarn lately. And I made an impulse buy this weekend. I was just trolling around online. And I ended up on Fiber Nymph Dye Works site. And she had a set of Inversibles. I'm like, these aren't gone. They are mine. So this is her cherry and silver. It is a nice, it's pink. Okay, so it's a hotter, like warmer pink than that. It's definitely not that light pink. It's a darker pink. And then the silver's good. So that's probably better. So those are the Inversibles. So I picked those up. So my mother-in-law just came home. She's sneaking up on me. Shh. So, hold on. Josie's outside. Okay. Yeah. All right. So if you can't tell, I'm recording.
Kind of figured you were.
So, but yeah, there's my Inversibles. I just got them today, so I figured I'd show. All right. So really quick, I'm going to pan around and show you the state of disarray that my room is in here. So if you get motion sick, please bear with me. All right, so here we've got my warping board and the yarn that I'm using for my rainbow color study. Pile o' yarn. I got all that. So, and then here's my loom. So you can see all the colors. I don't know if you can see back there, but the 18 colors, that's... And then, here I am again. More, that's all my stuff that I use to dress my loom. My weights and everything. I have a yarn trapeze. It's in the corner. You can't see through the doors. You can't see through the doors, but there's my warping trapeze back there that I use. And then we're back over here. And I am back again. So, that's it. That's all I've got. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so if you want to find me online, I am Pixie91075 on Instagram. And I'm PIXEKNITS on Ravelry. Alright guys, so remember, if you didn't get your AF3 email and you signed up for the club, please let me know. and I will get that out to you quickly. All right, have a great time and a great week, and enjoy everything you're doing. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.